Hi, I'm Phil Brock. This is Brock and Your Block. It's always great to be staying on the sand at Santa Monica Beach. And right now I'm just south of the Santa Monica Pier on some fabled volleyball courts. We're going to be talking about the Santa Monica Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame and its first induction this Saturday. So I'm staying with Kurt Schwengel. And Kurt, you are not only on the Recreation and Parks Commission, but you've lived with your father and your sons and your whole family on Santa Monica Beach really all your life.
Absolutely. I've been playing on these volleyball courts for over 30 years now.
I didn't realize you were that old. Wow.
Over 30 years.
Some of you know Kurt because he's a wonderful kindergarten teacher at Franklin Elementary School in Santa Monica. Others know Kurt because he was the baseball coach at Santa Monica High School. You came in second?
Yeah, our Santa Monica High School beach volleyball team just finished second in the world.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah.
You lost
to Maricosta, a very good Maricosta team. You're never sad about losing to Maricosta.
Okay. And you have this special project that you and a number of other Santa Monicans are trying to get started. Tell me a little bit about Volleyball Hall of Fame.
That's right. So we're starting the Santa Monica Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame specifically for beach to recognize that we've had some of the legends of the game pass through these very courts up and down Santa Monica. We've had the Sato family, Mike Seeley, who's the current UCLA coach, Misty May learned to play on these very courts right here. And we're looking for a way to grow the game and at the same time acknowledge the incredible history of beach volleyball in Santa Monica.
And that's important. You know, I did a episode of Brock and Your Block earlier this year with the AAU volleyball program, and I was hearing all about how long beach volleyball has been here and how inherent it is to our culture in Santa Monica.
Right. Several beaches claim to be the originator of beach volleyball, but it's pretty unanimous that Santa Monica is the originator of two-man beach volleyball. They used to play six-man elsewhere, but it was on these beaches that we started playing two-man.
And from Wilt Chamberlain
that's right.
to St. John Smith, to so many people, and luckily a lot of them were Bruins. A lot of them are UCLA Bruins. But beach volleyball has been a huge part of Santa Monica life. And you know, in our 141-year history of Santa Monica has been all about the beach.
Absolutely. We're a beach community, just like all the other South Bay towns, and we have more courts than any of the other towns. So we're just trying to grow the game. Our first inductee into the Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame is going to be a peer legend named Bobby Barber, who died last May. And he had been playing on these courts for well over 50 years. And there wasn't a day that he didn't come down for the last 50 years. He was a mainstay down here. So we're going to spend the day this Saturday honoring him.
And that's very cool.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a volleyball tournament down here at the beach,
right,
just south of the Santa Monica Pier.
Right.
And you know, beach volleyball is part of my life too, because I grew up here in Santa Monica. My father didn't play in Santa Monica. My father played at the Venice Breakwater.
Oh, there you go.
And he played every day. He literally 7 days a week for years. He would go down and play two-person beach volleyball.
Right. Well, it's a great sport, and one of the reasons I got my family into it was it's a sport you can play for the rest of your life. Bobby earned his AAA rating in beach volleyball in his 80s. It was absolutely, he's the oldest person to ever do it, and you come down here any given day, you'll see players from 14 to 84 playing.
That's very cool. So good to see you, Kurt.
Good to see you, Phil.
All right. Glad you're carrying on a tradition of being a concerned Santa Monican and following in your father's footsteps on the Recreation and Parks Commission. And I know the only reason you're really trying to get the Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame going is because you figure 50 years from now, your sons will be inducted.
That is certainly the hope.
There you go. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So I'm staying with one of the legends of beach volleyball in Santa Monica, a Santa Monica native, a UCLA graduate, which means I really like him. And I'm staying with St. John Smith right now. We want to talk a little bit about beach volleyball and about Santa Monica.
Absolutely. You know, this is the birthplace of the sport. And I grew up on the beach, just right up the way here, and watched the best players in the sport play. Ron Von Hagen, Ron Lang, Jim Mingus, Greg Lee, Tom Shamalis, all these fantastic players, Gene Selznick, Mike O'Hara, Mike Bright. incredible players. For me, they were bigger than life. Growing up here, I was introduced to the game. I played the game. I did go to UCLA, won 2 championships there, played for the indoor national team, came out to the beach and played on the beach starting in 1977 and ended up going to the Olympic Games, playing in the Olympic Games for beach, the first time ever, 1996 in Atlanta. And also helped build the world tour, get the sport into the Olympic Games, and now oversee the Olympic Games for the international governing body. So a lot's happened from the time that I grew up as a little kid here to today in the sport of beach volleyball.
Now, are you excited about the 2024 volleyball coming to Santa Monica Beach?
Well, let's hope we get the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I'm a little bit premature.
But yes, absolutely, and the venue would be right on the other side of the pier. I know Santa Monica, city of Santa Monica is excited about it, and it will be probably the best venue ever in the Olympic Games for beach volleyball. I mean, and I've been to all of them, and this location. Imagine people, either not beach people, but people coming from out of the country, from around the world, coming down the 10 freeway. The first thing they see when they come out of the tunnel is this beautiful stadium on the beaches of Santa Monica. I mean, so incredible, and so many things to do for the people, downtown Santa Monica, the pier. It just couldn't be a better location for the sport.
As one of my last acts as chair of the Recreation and Parks Commission, I was proud that we led a unanimous vote in favor of the beach volleyball venue. And of course it'll be in front of Kurt Schwengel's house, so we'll block his house completely for 3 months.
He'll sit on the patio and he'll be able to see all the action right from his house. He's going to love it.
So, that's true. I know there's talk about a beach volleyball Hall of Fame now.
Hey, the idea is Santa Monica hasn't really had an opportunity to show who the heroes of the sport really are. There are more open winners from Santa Monica than anywhere else in the country, particularly up and down the West Coast, because that's where it all started. And if you count up the number of opens won by people from Santa Monica, it overshadows every other beach up and down the coast. So it really, really deserves to have something to recognize these great athletes that grew up and played here and trained here and then represented Santa Monica, not only up and down the coast here, but around the country and then around the world.
And the great thing about beach volleyball is it's really a democratic sport. You need a volleyball, you need a net, and anybody can play.
Absolutely. You go up and down the beaches now and you'll see that there'll be kids on the court with their parents, with their grandparents. I mean, from kids to people in their 70s and 80s, all on the court at the same time playing the game. So there's not many sports that you can do that. And of course, you're here at the beach. What better environment could you possibly have to get exercise, to be with a group of friends and play a sport?
So, Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame. We need a permanent location to display the plaques and have a place to commemorate the great beach volleyball players that played from Station 4, Station 2, all the way up and down the beach in Santa Monica.
Yeah, and the city of Santa Monica is agreed to help us find that place. When they do some of the renovations that are coming up in the next years, they'll create a place where we can have plaques either put on a permanent, a wall that's going to be there that people can come and see and actually look at the history of our sport, told through these people that have meant so much to our sport.
Especially in Southern California, that has taken off. I mean, you played for a legendary UCLA volleyball coach.
That's right, and don't kid yourself. Yes, it was born here, it grew here, but you're going to find beach volleyball all over the country, not just on the East Coast and not just on the lakes where we went first professionally to play, but in many places where there are no bodies of water, they're creating courts and opportunities for young people, old people to play the game. So it is growing. It's growing everywhere. But I mean, look at our beaches. We've got permanent courts set up, which people from other parts of the country come to Southern California and our beaches, and they look at these courts that are up year-round. They're going, oh my God, how lucky are you guys to have volleyball year-round because of the weather, but also because the courts are set up year-round.
So we've had good municipal support for volleyball in Santa Monica, good municipal support in Manhattan Beach and other cities along the coast as well. But really, we're the epicenter, and we're the most famous city in this area that's a beach city.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we're creating this Hall of Fame for Santa Monica, because it's kind of been left behind when it comes to recognizing its athletes that played the game. This is where it all started, and all the top players, or a majority of them, came from here. So we need to recognize those players, and we need to educate the public as to what went on here years ago and what's happening today.
I understand you do some outstanding youth camps for beach volleyball throughout Santa Monica and Pacific Palisades.
Well, all over the country, but specifically on the West Coast, I mean, there's more of it. And then in Santa Monica, we have several programs. So we have youth programs, adult programs, we put on events. So yeah, I mean, this is my hometown. I have to do, it just seems natural for me to be out here on the beach, you know, teaching the kids, teaching the adults that want to come down and play after work. It just feels like a natural thing.
So what is the kickoff for the Santa Monica Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame?
Well, this Saturday we're having a Fun Fours event. You have to have at least one woman on the team. It's designed to be a fun event. It's not super competitive. It's kind of to attract the local players to come down to play, have fun, and also we'll have a ceremony for Bobby Barber, our first inductee, at 1 o'clock. And then we'll have a party on the pier at Rusty's at 4 o'clock. So everybody's welcome to come and enjoy the festivities.
So volleyball in the morning, Hall of Fame induction at 1 o'clock, and a beer raised and toast to the first inductee at 4 o'clock at Rusty's.
Absolutely. It's got to be fun.
There you go. Well, we like that. And beach volleyball is all about having fun and celebrating the outdoors and celebrating the beach and community. It's good to talk to you, St. John. Always good to see you. King of the Beach. Now, is this you? Or we're honored to have talked to St. John Smith, the King of the Beach. I want that title someday. For Brock and Your Block, I'm Phil Brock. We'll see you next time.